Hi and welcome to the May top 5. So I'm basically looking back at all of the images I posted and took and published in May, and I put a video together of all of those, which you can, I don't know which side it will be, but you can click on the link and go and have a look at that if you want to see all of them. And I've picked my top 5, well, sort of, but we'll come on to that. I picked my top 5 that I really like, and just want to start off first of all with one that's a bit unusual, but I spotted it and I really liked it. And in all honesty, this one I did take on my phone. So this is a Samsung S22 Ultra was used to take this. It's some paint in my utility room that my wife will tell me, you and anybody who will listen, I really should get round to repainting, and some of it's cracked and peeled, and I spotted this face in it. And yeah, it made me smile. I grabbed a shot of it and it, I think, came out quite well. And yeah, it just appealed to me. I really liked it. I think anything that makes you smile. Yeah, at the end of the day, if it's a face in some peeling paint, is it a portrait? Yes, is my view on that. So it's a portrait. Here we go. The next image I took was when I photographed a friend's gig at an Irish pub, and there was somebody's birthday party going on, a lot of people enjoying themselves on a bank holiday Monday, having a drink, having a chat, and I grabbed this shot of one of these people, this gentleman, as I was just taking photographs of my friend who was playing in the pub that day. And I just really liked the way this came out. Everybody knew I was taking photographs. I was taking some photographs of the people watching as well as the artist. That's nothing unusual there. But I love the fact that he locked eyes with me, or rather with the camera, as I hit the shutter here. And it just, compositionally, it works for me. I knew when I captured it that black and white was probably going to be the best medium for it, and indeed I think it did work well from that perspective. So we've got a black and white shot here. I managed to edit it down quite nicely. The camera was a little askew because it was quite literally up to my eye focus, bang, and that was it. But I actually think that adds to it, and I just like the charm to a degree. I think this shot could almost be timeless. It doesn't really speak of a particular point in time, and I like the character and the feel that I got over in it. So yeah, really pleased with this one. Probably one of my favourites of the month. Moving on then, we've got a photograph of the headstock of a double bass. Now, artist I've seen a couple of times, guy by the name of Grant Sharkey, is an excellent double bassist, a travelling troubadour for want of a better way of describing it. In fact, that's exactly how he describes himself. And this is a photograph I took when I went to actually photograph one of his gigs at a local coffee shop called Barista Cats. And before Grant had started playing, his double bass was just let down on the floor, and this is actually, it's not up against a wall, although I can see why a lot of people who've seen the image think it is. It's the concrete floor of part of the coffee shop, the area where people play and perform. And I just grabbed this shot of it, and again, I really like the way it contrasts. There's no selective colouring been done here, so the background is exactly the monochrome that you see it to be, the black and white and the greys in there. And I think that really nicely contrasts with the flowing shape and colours of the headstock of the double bass. And just, yes, it's slap bang in the middle, but I think that works from a compositional point of view, and it brings out the detail, and it speaks of the history and the life that this instrument's had, and a huge amount of touring that Grant does as he's up and down the country. I really liked this one. We've then got a photograph of a friend of mine, Emma Dupay. You may remember she made the top 5, or a photograph of her made the top 5 last month. Well, again, here we go this month. So this is Emma playing the alto harp again, and this was in a pub in Old Town in Swindon called the Hop Inn, and it was a Sunday afternoon event. I was actually photographing this right from the back of the room and had to crop in quite tightly, even after I'd used a 45mm 90mm equivalent on my EM1. Crop this down to a square image, but really like the way just you can see the way Emma's lost in the music in this particular shot. Well, that's definitely how it comes across to me. Again, this one's black and white because I just felt it suited the mood of that. I've been a bit clever with the editing here because, I hope it's clever anyway. It was a very bright room because it was actually a Sunday afternoon, early afternoons, and there was a window over to Emma's right on this, which was bringing quite a lot of light in. So I had to put quite a bit of work into actually getting some good separation between subject and background and making sure it stood out. But I'm quite pleased with the end results I've got off of the back of this one, particularly given how limiting it was to be able to shoot in this particular environment. And then for the final image, or should I say 2 images, because I really can't pick between these two, we're actually back to the cafe I mentioned earlier on, Barista Cats, and they have a regular electronic music open mic night, which is, it's an open mic night, but people come along and play electronic music. And these 2 shots, as I say, I really struggle to pick between them. So I've cheated and made them my joint equal favourites for the 5th slot that I'm putting on here. And keep in mind, these aren't actually in any particular order, my top 5. But I love both of these shots, but for very different reasons. So the first one, it's just this particular musician, really, it was as much performance art as it was music, and there was just a massive amount of life and movement in everything that he was doing. So as he was going forward and down, and you can see the mask he was wearing as part of that, and hitting the MIDI pad as he goes down in his hand, it really just it brought that sense of movement, and I knew exactly what I wanted to capture when I went for this one, which was that sense of movement that was going on, and the colours, the greens, and just that flow. Really pleased with the outcome of this particular shot. But contrasting that with the black and white image, again, I really like this particular shot as well, again because of the moment it captures. This was almost precisely at the end of this artist's set, and again, there's a MIDI pad on the desk here, just hit that, and just a bang movement, flowing movement with his arm, as if to say a final flourish, and that's it, we're done. And I really like how I managed to capture that, and again, just it's that moment of what's going on at the time that I got in both of these images. It almost made it impossible. Well, it did make it impossible for me to choose. So for this month, I will try not to make this a reoccurring theme. You've got 5 rather than 6 because 2 of these fall into a joint position. I don't feel like I'm cheating too much because they came from the same event and the same shoot, so I think that's fair play. So there we go. Those are my top 5/6 images from the month of May. If you want to, go and have a look at the video of all of the stuff that I posted in May, and let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know which is these 6 shots is your personal favourite. You know, just pop it down in the comments and let me know. Or if you think I should have gone for another image from the video, please do let me know that as well. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you next month. So please do take care. Bye.